everyone. My name is Jeanette Ramos, and I'm the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. It Takes a Village Housing is a nonprofit organization geared towards helping mothers get the services that they need to raise their children. It's going to provide not only drug treatment services for our mothers, but mentors for our children, home economics for our mothers. This is going to be a one-stop shop that's going to provide for our families. Drugs and alcohol seem to be a big part of our society, and how we eradicate that will be based upon what we do for this population. We're always looking for donations. Help us out with those donations. Anything that you can give would be a great help. We're always looking for beds. We're looking for toiletries. We're looking for money. And anything that you can provide us would be of great help. So if you're willing to provide this population with a second chance at life, check out my website at ittakesavillage1.org, or you can email me at ittakesavillagem@gmail.com. Here's to It Takes a Village Housing, and I look forward to meeting with each and every one of you.
You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Thank you for joining me. Your host is Dominique Rivera, and you are watching Divine Encounters. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I am the Oracle of Apollo, and today is Supernatural Story Time. We bring on a different guest each week to share their supernatural story, something that they feel like they could attribute to something that is greater than themselves. And today is no different. It is Wednesday night, and we're going to be bringing on Christopher Douras onto the show in a few moments. But first, let me know in this comment section below that you're here. Super excited to have you all. Make sure you have your water, because this high quality H2O is going to assist you in the shifting of this episode. If you play full out, you'll learn something about yourself. You'll shift your energy by the end of the feed. So share this with other people. That way they can not just get the message, but the blessing. I don't know why my mouth is so today. So it's your health, wealth, and prosperity. And today I have no braces. My braces treatment is completely done. Super excited about that. Also, check out my website, oracleofapollo.com. If you so need assistance, want to become a coachee, want to learn about spirituality, need a reading or a session to move any type of blockages within the energetic system or release issues from the tissues, check me out here at oracleofapollo.com. Hello, Lori Giannetta in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Very excited about today. Yes. And speaking of excitement, while Christopher gets on the feed, it looks like he's having some technical issues. We're out of Mercury in retrograde, so that's pretty astounding. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be embarking on an adventure of my own. And so I will be leaving. Send me good light, energy, and prayers. I will be leaving to Texas tomorrow and to begin an adventure. Then I should be returning around Labor Day. So hi, Linda. Thanks for being here. So you will be seeing this show still, but it probably will be outside. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. Hopefully everything goes okay and I don't have to go like on a 3-month hiatus, because that's not what I would like to do. So yeah. And let's see. And Christopher is still having a problem with his camera here, which is okay. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section below. I see you. I can see my camera. Hey, I see my camera and audio is having problem. Okay, I do see your box for your camera, but your camera is not showing you yet. All right. So we're going to just be waiting for that. So I've been getting my car all ready because I will be driving. And when I leave tomorrow, I will be making my way to Mandala Falls. And Mandala Falls is in Carolina, and they have an amazing line of chocolate called Mandala Chocolate. If you haven't checked it out, it's meant to be a all-sustaining meal, but also as a chocolate. So that's pretty cool. And I will be staying the night there and hopefully help a little bit on the land. And then the next day, continue to make my way towards Texas. It's a 24-hour drive technically, but you stop and everything, you rest, you sleep. So I'm thinking it might take some 2 days and some change or something like that. And my car next year. So she's 19 years old, my car, the Mini Coupe. And I'm hoping that everything goes good. I put everything in there just in case. I put everything I could think of in there, and I just still got to pack a little more. And I will be staying in a tent at the Texas Music River Ranch for the summer. So I will be camping it up for an entire summer. I have never camped this long, so I don't know what's going to happen. I might grow a unibrow or something. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm probably going to look pretty rough after the experience, but then I'll come back to Philadelphia and yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. Christopher, I still can't see you come on your camera. I'm just going to click it. Yeah, see, that's what it's showing. So I don't have you on there. So Kris is still having problems there at home. I have a new tarot deck that I am actually going to be sharing with you guys tonight at the end of the feed. We always do your midweek collective energy check-in, which is basically a tarot reading. And I was gifted these beautiful cards. I do these spiritual shamanic tattoo rituals. And I had a client come in the other day to receive one. And she received the high priestess. And basically what happens is that I channel it, and then spirit will give me all of your sigils and will place all your intentions into the drawing. And then you'll tell me exactly what it is that you want to work on. And so anyways, she got the ritual done. It comes cleansing and then an activation and then the tattoo itself. And we got these Golden Girls, the Golden Girls tarot cards. Okay, go ahead, restart. The Golden Girl tarot cards. So if I don't know, has anybody ever seen the show? Anybody a fan of the Golden Girls? Because I know she didn't know that I was, but I definitely am a huge fan of the Golden Girls. And so when I got this deck, immediately I sent it to one of my clients. If you guys watch him on YouTube, his horoscopes are every week and his channel is Minnow Pond. And I sent it to him and I was like, oh my gosh, this deck is hilarious. So let me see. I want to show you guys something from the major arcana so you guys could check it out. And then let me know in the comment section below if you are a Golden Girls fan. This is the Lovers. There's Stan Lee and Dorothy. And then we have Sophia up there at the top blessing them. I think that is pretty hilarious. Yes, Linda is a Golden Girls lover. I love it. I grew up watching Golden Girls. I don't know. I just fell in love with that show. Hello, Jeanette. Thank you for being here. And then we have the Devil card as far as the Golden Girls. That's Blanche Devereaux. I don't know if you guys know Blanche Devereaux. Oh my God, look how cute she is. I can't believe how adorable this deck is. I am so, and here's a star. I'm just going to show you guys some of the major arcana real quick before we jump into the next thing. So I'm really liking these cards. Love them, love them, love them. And speaking of cards, we're going to go ahead and start off the episode while Kris is figuring out his technical difficulties with what's good. And the what's good message for the week, love Betty White. Oh, I was so sad when she passed. And you know, it's so crazy how she passed right before her birthday. It was the very close to her birthday, like a week or something like that. Look at this card from Betty White. This is Betty White in this card. And she is the Fool. She's dressed up like a lion, about to walk off the edge. It looks like the edge of, I don't know what this is. Some kind of bridge or something. She's about to walk off of. All right, so let's get into what's good. This is the collective energy theme for the week while Kris is still figuring out his technical issues. And to that, I say, what's good? Alrighty, so here we have is the Hierophant. And this is such a beautiful card. It's a woman sitting on atop a rock, and she has some lanterns around her. Also, I want to point out that there is another woman, right? This is not pointy enough. There's another woman down here in a cape walking up towards her. This woman is emanating an energy from her. She is nude, vulnerable, real. There's nothing to hide here. And then all the way in the distance, really, really far back in this card, is someone else back here beyond this cliff. Okay. So the Hierophant message is institutionalized kindness. The tiny traveler has journeyed so far to be here in this place with this muse of perfection and light. And when she finally arrives at the foot of this oracle, she hopes that her guru will see her and that her gift her a slice of wisdom as a result of her unwavering faith. Waiting to make sure she performs the ritual perfectly, she starts a small fire to warm her soul and to begin to craft her devotional lantern, as most do when they arrive to this place. As she works, a voice floods her awareness. Sweet soul, thank you for visiting me. I ask you to look at the form in front of you. Are you worshiping me for the way I look? Or are you worshiping me for the way I act? Or do we worship the same? Aren't we the same, you and I? The muse winks and continues. And therein lies the secret. Beautiful heart. I see you. I see your profound inner wisdom. And I see that now it is the time to lead yourself in service. And here is the message or the poem for today for this card. And it says, Dear teacher, sacred mentor, dear loving leader, guide, I am deeply grateful for your heart, untethered net cast wide. Wow. This is really, really, really pretty. I like this so much. Christopher, if you're still here, what you can do is try to just go on your phone instead of the computer, because your phone won't have all of these complications, and then don't worry about the computer. Just jump in on the phone. It will let you. So what do you guys think about the Hierophant card? I think this is very interesting. The Hierophant is coming up. For me, all I can speak on is my experience. I feel like I'm going on a journey. I know I'm going on a journey. You guys all know I'm leaving tomorrow for Texas. I've been talking about this for weeks. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you watch my episode with Awa, he is a soulmate energy that came in to help me open a door for myself and to assist me and elevate me in these next couple months. And basically, a vision of him came in for over a year. Then for Christmas, I heard him and saw him praying. And then when I actually felt him or found him on Facebook, I asked him what he was doing on Christmas Eve. And he told me exactly what he was doing on Christmas Eve. And it was exactly what I had saw and heard and seen. And I think that is amazing. Also, I thought what was really cool about this particular card is that it's these lanterns. All these lanterns here, and is talking about how she's lighting these lanterns. And while I was in the backyard a moment ago, 5 minutes before this episode, my partner Doug, he was fixing the roof in my car. He's putting it back together. And when he opened the trunk, I saw that there was actually one of these lanterns inside my trunk. And now this is coming up on the card, and I'm just like, wow, what an amazing synchronicity. So let me know what you guys think about this card. Of course, the angel blessing here is the blessing of grace. Angel Casio blessing the collective of grace, making sure that you're claiming your angel blessing there in the comment section below. So that way the angels can work with you, assist you, and elevate you as you journey on your soul's path. Love, 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 love. I know I'm claiming it. There we go. Fantastic. All right. And then peep my tiny little, I had this tiny little pop filter I just changed out. So let's go ahead and jump into the mindfulness moment of the day. We're still waiting for Kris to come on. He's still having technical difficulties. And here are the key words for this card. You guys know I like to use the card of the day in order to figure out. Hold on, I'm trying to move my chair down. In order to figure out what we're going to be intending on today as a collective. So here are the key words. The key words for today are a spiritual teacher, finding the guru within, failing or outdated systems, crumbling institutions or beliefs, newfound faith, shiny and hollow things, a spiritual journey. Those are the keywords we are going to be focusing on today. I like this so much. All right. So from 1 to 10, where are you guys at energetically? Let me know in the comment section below. For me, I feel like I'm at a 9 pretty much today. Where are you guys at? It's important to recognize where you are now before we go into the mindfulness moment. That way, when we transition out of it, we can recognize what shifted. So that's very, very important here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ring this bell. And when the bell rings, or the bell chimes rather, what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes no matter where you are in the world. And we're actually going to breathe together for 1 minute with these key words in mind: a spiritual teacher, finding the guru within, and releasing outdated systems. So that's what we are working on today. So let's do it. All right, eyes are closed now, and we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. And go ahead and just breathe now normally as you would, but deeply into your stomach, expanding that full breath in the abdomen and letting go of what no longer serves you. On the next breath in, inviting the guru within to rise up, to bring its wisdom, to bring its knowledge, to bring their power up for you today. On the next exhale the next exhale, let anything go that no longer serves you, allowing any institutions, programmings, outdated belief system to be released in this moment. You are guiding this energy. Final breath in, bringing gratitude or sense of awareness, appreciation into the here and the now moment, and allowing yourself to just fall into that place. Final exhale. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes, coming back into the here and the now. Coming back to center, noticing your body, opening your eyes. And in the comment section below now, what are you feeling? Did your number move up? Did you feel any temperature changes, energy, something unusual, tingling, electricity? Did you feel something shift in your body? Did pain rise up? Did a memory rise up? Did emotion rise up? What shifted for you in that one moment? Let me know in the comment section below. Because for myself, I kind of feel like there's energy boring through my third eye. I'm also having a little bit of pain right here in my right shoulder. These are our shoulds. And when our shoulders hurt, they're considered the weights of the world. What we should or should not have, what we should or should not do, should or should not be. And also when we're giving of ourselves from a place of attempting to create conditional love. So that's what I have. So that little bit of release is happening for me. Anytime that you're doing any kind of self-work or healing, there could be a moment there where you are feeling pain or discomfort. That could be in your emotional body, that can be in your physical body. But ultimately, it comes back to you are releasing something from within your body. Hi, Tracy. Thank you so much for being here. Tracy's in the house. We are having technical difficulty. Kris Douras is supposed to be here, and he's tried to get on 3 or 4 times. He's giving his supernatural story time today. It's interesting because we've had already a few people to come on the show and talk about their near-death experiences or having their heart stop or seeing the other side. I know for myself that actually occurred to me a while back, and I don't know if I've ever shared this particular story on the show, but since we have a moment here with Kris trying to get back on. So basically what happens is, or what happened was that there was this one night. Actually, I'll rewind. So, for some of you who don't know, I've had a problem with my heart for a lot of years, and it basically would beat 30% faster than a normal heart. And I had to take a lot of medicine for a long time, and I was quite sick for quite a long time, for about 9 years. And I needed a lot of caring for. And I would have a lot of instances where I wound up in the hospital for days because I would have severe tachycardia. So basically, my heart just wouldn't regulate, it would just beat too fast. And so that is basically just setting yourself up for heart failure at some point, because your heart is a muscle and it cannot continue to stay in that space of running. Could you imagine just trying to run in place for an unlimited amount of time or for days at a time? You'll exhaust. Okay. So one day I was out at the store and I felt guided by my spirit guides. I felt guided by my spirit guides to buy this Bayer aspirin, which is very unusual because even though I had fibromyalgia at the time, no longer, I had never needed aspirin because aspirin did not serve me. I was on some really heavy medicines for pain and things like that. So I was just like, okay, I don't understand why I need this. But I bought the aspirin anyways, and there it sat inside of my cabinet, inside of my house. And I never really gave it another thought. Okay. So, mind you, this Bayer aspirin sat in my cabinet for several years. And I really mean that. Like, it sat there for probably 2 years. Okay. So, one night, I was in my bedroom. I had turned the light off. And now this extremely painful tachycardia is coming on. My heart feels like it's going to explode out of my chest. It felt like there was an elephant sitting on my heart, and it was extremely painful. And this particular night, I knew there was something different. There was something wrong. And I remember having the thought that night that I could potentially die. I remember holding my chest, clasping my chest, and just going, wow, I think I might die. Like it just felt something really unusual. And oh, wait, I heard a being. Yes, Christopher's here. So let me finish this thought and then I'm going to bring you on. So I thought it really unusual. And so I remember hearing, go take the Bayer, go take the aspirin. So I went to the bathroom. I took the Bayer aspirin. I went back in my bed and I just completely, when I say I passed out, I don't mean I fell asleep. Like the pain made me pass out. And in that passing out, I winded up going into an alternate reality where all of a sudden I awoke and I saw the angel Azrael. Azrael is the angel of death. And he said to me, he pointed to a ship that was in front of me. So I walked towards the ship and there was these two people on there who, for some reason, I acknowledged them as survivors from like the Survivor show. I'm like, oh, they're survivors. And as I was walking onto the boat, I turned around and said to Azrael, I said, wait, I can't get on here. I haven't baked the fresh goods. And he invited me back off. And then the next morning came in and I woke up in a complete drenched sweat. And I came back and I knew then that I was given a second chance. And yeah, so that is my little story. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna bring on Kris. He's finally here. Let's invite him in with a lot of love, and hopefully the technical difficulties will subside. You made it.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. The Oracle, what's up, girl?
Hey, amigo. I'm so happy to have you here. You're looking dashing as usual.
Well, thanks so much. When I first met you, it was amazing energy, and your energy pulled me in, and I felt like you were somebody that I wanted to have a part of my world, and obviously develop a great bond, and just keep building our friendship. And I'm so honored to have a moment here on your show. Share with the audience members a little bit about who I am, my experiences, and then ways that I could just be, friend. Hey, what's up, Janet? I see you, girl.
Oh, yes. Please let everybody know at home a little bit about you, friend.
Well, I'm 6'7", 85-inch wingspan, a former professional football player, NFL, CFL. Wonderful, wonderful opportunity and a platform that allowed me to become the man I am today. I had the ability to get a second chance at life, and I'm living my best life today. And it all started with my parents coming from Haiti. They had me and my siblings. I'm a family of five. Great opportunity for me because I sprouted like a green stalk and became 6'7". Now I wasn't always 6'7". I actually was about 5'10" in probably the third grade.
Wow. And when I met you, you had to sit down to talk to me because that's when you were eye to eye. You were eye to eye. I was like this, like, okay, I can't. I'm gonna get a crick in my neck if we stay talking like this.
It's just funny how you evolve as a teen into becoming an adult. We actually were from New York, actually first generation Haitian American family. Me and my siblings, and then my mother realized that she wanted us to have an education. So they left Haiti, had us in New York, and it was so cold in New York that we couldn't handle it. My eldest sibling was asthmatic, so we had to kind of get out of that cold, and we came to Florida. I, love the environment. I did a year high school sports and got a scholarship and went to college. Did my master's degree and decided to go pro and go for the NFL and the opportunity. I did my thing, and it was amazing for me because I actually walked on to the Miami Dolphins. Who would have known it? I didn't play football all my life. It was just one thing that led to another and a great opportunity. I struck while the iron was hot. And from then on, I never turned back. But within the time that I was a professional athlete, I faced a big challenge when I was with Pittsburgh. I collapsed because of dehydration. One thing led to another. And I didn't know what was going on, but all I remember was being in the hospital at the UPMC and them diagnosing me with dehydration, but also something that was a little bit more severe. I had a blood clot. And it was definitely something that, was a wake-up call. I didn't know what that meant. I was 22 years old. I got 16 doctors surrounding me, and they're telling me, Kris, it doesn't look good. And, Oracle, believe it or not, I had no idea what to do, but I prayed on it. And I felt like the energies was really with me at that moment. All I remember at that point was being pushed on a stretcher, going into the operating room, and them telling me, Kris, it's going to be okay. Now, the decibel voice of the nurses, of the tone just kept on diminishing as I went into a trance. I blacked out. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew for a fact my conscience was still alert. The energies was allowing me to hang on. And all I could, remember doing was just hoping and praying that I was going to make it out of this. Come to find out, as they performed surgery on my blood clot to release that tension, there wasn't enough oxygen and blood flow from my leg pumping to my heart. So they had to perform an operation to save my leg. Scariest moment for me, but I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I realized that, being able to kind of get through this, God had another chance for me. And it wasn't my time yet, but through the operation, as they performed fasciotomy and basically a lot of stuff on my blood clot to save my leg, my heart failed.
Wow.
And flatlined, and I died. And it happened 12 years ago, but I still, when I relive that memory and that feeling, I got a second chance at life. I'm so blessed in so many ways that I got a purpose, that's bigger than me, bigger than what I see in the mirror, bigger than what I'm fighting for, because I know for a fact my time is not done. From then on, when I got my second chance at life and woke up the next morning, I realized that my true values isn't about football. It was mostly about the people that have touched my life, my family. I'm all about family values, and I realized that at the end of the day, you just never know, what to expect. And the moment you spend with people is the most cherishing moment that you can spend, because at the end of the day, God has a plan, and He keeps those around that are going to continue the mission. And I feel like I am blessed in so many ways to continue my mission. And who would have known in my journey meeting you, the Oracle? So it's been a hell of an experience. I'm so excited that, just be able to help people and be philanthropic. And that's how we met, in that circle of philanthropy.
I know, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. So you were 22 when this happened. What indicators, what in the mind of a 22-year-old, when he went, what now? What do you feel like? What was your next action step? Like, what was your, what was your focus on? What was your sights on? It's like, okay, this surgery happened. My heart's okay. What now? Like, what was the next thing?
Well, it was take a moment to breathe. I hear you, girl. Jeanette, I love you, girl. It was a moment to breathe and to realize that I have been blessed with a second chance. And I didn't know what that meant at 22 years old. All I could see when I woke up that next morning was my family. They got on the next airplane out of Florida, and they were moving to get to Pittsburgh. And when I realized the power of my family and the power of my wine, that's when I realized that I had to hang up the cleats. And the only thing that I wanted to do was get back to 100% normal. But I wasn't. I spent 3 months hospitalized. I went in as a gladiator, 350-pound offensive lineman. I used to block for the quarterback. And after spending 3 months going through surgeries countless times, just operation after operation, I was able to exit the hospital at 280 pounds, where I lost about 65, 70 pounds of mass. And that changed my world. It changed my world to know that I was a gladiator at one point in my life, and now I'm a civilian. But there's so much more for me to be able to be a testimony to help children, be a testimony to help mothers, help fathers, and help people in general. Because if I wasn't able to get my second chance at life, who knows how this world will be today? And I feel like I have a purpose, and I'm not done.
So it sounds like when you lost that weight, since your weight was like an identifier, right, of who you were physically. And I feel like anytime we lose anything of ourself, it doesn't matter if it's hair or weight. It's like an aspect of yourself feels like it's missing, like it doesn't feel normal. So did that make you feel fragile? And if it did make you feel fragile, how did you move through that?
I totally felt fragile, and I felt I didn't have the same level of confidence. Moving, through my community, getting myself mentally prepared to get into the real world outside of sports business. I felt like I needed some nurturing to rebuild myself mentally, and that was probably the biggest learning curve for me, because when you go through trauma, you're never the same. But at the same time, you actually come back bigger, faster, stronger, because you work through those challenges and those obstacles. Because of my discipline, being a professional athlete, I had the consistency to be able to continue building myself even through rehab. And that's when I realized that if I didn't put the work in to rebuild myself, my body, put back muscle, to rebuild myself mentally, to be able to have a focus to say, you know what? I'm more than just a sport. I'm more than just a person that was, had the ability to get onto a nice, amazing stage. But when you think about my why, it was going back to my legacy, leaving a legacy with what I'm doing today. Now, thankfully, before I went pro, I was educated, and I am still with a master's in business, and that's when I realized that I wanted to get into the financial world and become a financial advisor to help others with their business affairs, helping them, with their companies, if they need to sell it, if they need to figure out what to do with a succession plan. I do the geeky stuff and help them figure things out so they know how to sell the business or transfer the business. Now, I realized that it's not only the entrepreneurs that I have a passion to help. I'm also very philanthropic, and I met you at the Power of We at Lauren's event, over in Chicago at the Stand Mansion. That's where you and I get reunited. And it was an amazing way that I was able to see the power of we, and that's such a testimony in itself because I live that every single day with what I do for the
Mm,
nonprofit industry.
mm,
Not only have I, become a financial advisor, but also a published author. And I wrote a book specifically to help nonprofit organizations. It's called Let's Get It, and it's available in every major channel right now, from Target, Amazon, Books a Million, you name it. All you got to do is put Let's Get It, Christopher Dora in the search, and you'll be able to find it at Target. But the nature of the book is not a biography of me as a football player. That's boring. What this book is about is the journey that I went through, my experiences, and that how I'm helping organizations make sure that if they are a nonprofit, they understand sustainability, how to
mm.
build and not dissolve in case there's a pandemic, an emergency, or something that takes them off of their groove. My book helps them become sustainable through three elements: personal development for the actual whoever the founder or the CEO that runs the organization, personal development. The second is team building, which helps people who work within the organization strengthen, their team aspect. And then the third is helping to attract donors and educate donors on how to transfer their wealth to the organization so the wealth helps the organization in perpetuity. So it's a very strategic book, but it's amazing the story that's been interwoven into this book. It shares my experiences, my life journey, but also now how I'm helping nonprofits.
I love this. And I think you're amazing, Light. And I'm so glad that you came on here to share this with us. You have a question from Jeanette, and she says, do you miss the Miami Dolphins?
Every day hustling, hustling, hustling. Absolutely. I love the business of football. I love the Miami Dolphins. They gave me my first opportunity. But I think that was a stepping stone in my life. And I have no regrets, but I do know that that was a part of my journey that I'll always have. And it does identify, and I am able to relate to that side of what I've done in my past career, but it does not identify who I am today. And it does not dictate how I make decisions or what I do, because I know that having that platform was amazing because of, being able to reach that level of success, being able to reach those merits. However, it does not distinguish what I'm trying to do for philanthropy, for humanity. And I think football is a part of my journey, but it doesn't distinguish my journey.
Hmm. I love that. All right. So I have a question for you, and we call this the question of the day. So it's going to be a hard one. So prepare. So the question is, this is for you and for the audience at home. What is my worst fear, and how does it limit my possibilities in life?
Wow, that's a tough question. But you know what? No tough question is not going to be responded by not a person who's tough as nails. And I think I am that. My biggest fear, and I'm getting open here, guys. I'm getting warm. I'm sharing a little bit more about me. The fear that I have is what I can't see. The fear that I
Mm,
have is what I'm not able to connect with. But because I am a man of God and I do have the power within me, if I can't see something and I fear for my life, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray for strength. I'm going to pray for protection. I'm going to pray for delivery to be able to get me over whatever fear I am going through. Now, by having fear, it makes you think differently. You have to be more aware, more alert with your situation that's presented. But fear helps to fuel becoming great. Because if we don't have any fear, we wouldn't want to take a risk.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't take a risk, we'll never know what's on the other side. And I feel that by having fear, it emulates you as a person to challenge yourself, because nobody should compete with other people. You should compete with yourself, because everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different why. But how we collaborate as people, it allows us to integrate our stories together, build relationships, build long-time friendships, help people in their worlds, whether it's through philanthropy or their finances. But I think the fear of getting over what you don't know sometimes helps strengthen you to make a decision to go after it.
How do you feel? Okay, so those are the positive. So, what are ways that fears can be seen in someone's life that makes them limit their potential?
Well, just I think your mental game, your mental focus, feeling that you're not capable to, do something, not able to, put yourself in a position to win. And a lot of times, people can win, but because they choose to not have that confidence, or they choose to wait for the next thing. The way I feel is, if it's hot, if it's striking, go after it. You got to strike while it's hot, because the opportunity may never present itself again. And because of fear, it emulates you to either take the risk or not be able to seek the opportunity.
I agree. I think when it's, like you said, when it's hot, strike it. And for me, I feel that is because when inspiration is given to you, inspiration is given to us in moments of opportunity, in windows of opportunity, and windows can close. So I feel like when you are being delivered inspiration, it's a form of answering a prayer, because it's giving you resources that otherwise you wouldn't have within yourself in order to, like you said, take a risk or try something new or move through something. Like for myself, tomorrow I'm starting my drive to Texas. This is coming from someone who hasn't driven more than 15-minute distance in the last 9 years. So this is the first time I'm coming into my body and moving through something that would otherwise, well, not otherwise, horrified me, because I definitely cried. I cried grown lady tears today. And I was like, this is going to be so hard. I'm so scared, but it's okay. We're still going to go ahead and through it. And that's the whole thing about it, right? Is that fear doesn't have to be the end game. Fear doesn't have to be the thing that stops you from the accomplishment. It is just an emotion, and emotions are meant to be felt. They're not meant to dictate everything that we do in our life. They're just meant to be kind of like these guidelines to navigate through the realms of possibility with. Jeanette says, I love that. Without fear, one wouldn't take a risk. We have our own journey individually, and we should not compare ourselves to anyone else. Fear, false evidence appearing real. I like to say that too, but I use it as false expectations appearing real, because evidence kind of implies that it exists already. And Marceline says, why? I'm not sure what the why was. And Robert says, if I pray for something, it often arrives in a day, in a DIY form. And I do miss the gym. I'm hoping that treatment for the rotator cuff is now covered here. I heard something about it. I'm not currently holding a fistful of cash in the element treatment, and the treatment would otherwise cost a lot. Well, thank you for sharing that. Oh, why did I cry today? I cried today because I was freaking out. I was freaking out, bro. I was just like, okay, I'm about to go leave my whole life behind. Everything's going to be new. I'm going to go live in a tent with no air conditioning, with no house over my head for 3 months, to a place I don't know anybody. I don't know how I'm going to make money. There's not even internet. I was freaking out. And then I calmed down, and the nice soft voice of spirit said, you got to do it anyway.
You're going to find a lot about yourself on that journey. And I think I'm super proud of you. And I think this is a great stepping stone. And then, you and I have had conversations where you've been through a lot of stuff in your world, in your life. And I think this is amazing way to kind of jump head into it and take a risk, not allow fear to hold you back. And I think this kind of goes back to kind of the question you asked me, where at the end of the day, until you jump in and find out, you'll never know.
You'll never know. You'll never know. And, on the other side of that, I know There's independence. There is learning about myself. There's strength to be coveted. There's so much to learn on the other side of fear. And we have to give ourselves the benefit of a doubt that it's okay that if you have a moment, that's fine. But reframe and recognize everything that you've already been through. Recognize your virtues that you're carrying with you, and that you're here for a purpose and a reason, just like we stated earlier in the show with your story time. And I feel like that's going to segue us into our next thing today. A lot of energy coming in. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that, but there's a lot of energy coming in and I like it. So, Kris, this time of the evening, I'm actually going to pop you in the back for a few moments. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a collective reading. Now, I don't expect you to remember the cards or anything, but if there's anything that's highlighted in this message for you, I'm going to ask you for your thoughts at that. Okay.
You got
And
it.
that is totally fine. So this will be a few minutes and then you'll give us your Jerry Springer thought and then you can head out. All right, fantastic. So let's go ahead, guys, and jump into the midweek collective energy check-in, which I am mad excited about. So let's do it. Okay, first card for the collective. And just so you know, Kris, this usually resonates with the story that has been said. Says 10 of air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Addiction comes to us in all ways. It could be drama, it could be food, it could be scrolling. But there's an end of a situation here for the collective. I'm really liking the beginning of this. We're going into calmer waters. Oh my goodness, I love this. Hermes is the deity of boundaries and travel, and he is bringing messages to the collective. So if you feel like you're in a space where you're moving from one space to another, you can call on him as he'll bring you little divine sparks of inspiration and understanding of what you should be working on in the moment as you transition. Here we have High Priestess. Harness mystic power. We all have this ability, this innate ability to heal ourselves, to have intuition, to know what's right. It's our gut instincts. It's our right to have this intuitive aspect of ourselves, following our dreams, knowing what the signs are, and trusting in the unseen and the unknown, the unfamiliar. This is how we harness our power, by doing something we've never done before to become someone we never thought we could become. Practice moderation in everything that we do. Moderation is important. Otherwise, it becomes obsessive or dysfunctional, and that's when something can become an addiction or a detriment to you. So ensuring that you are practicing moderation in the upcoming days to allow yourself to feel more balanced and whole. I want to say not giving too much of ourselves in this moment in time. Their animal totem for the collective is still the chatter within to see your true path in life. So if you're not sure what is meant for you, what is coming for you, this is the time when you, like I said earlier, when I cried, I had to take a moment, take a beat, sit back and breathe and see really what's true and what's false expectations appearing real. All right. So stilling that chatter within us is going to allow us to calm the murky water and be able to see beneath what was once agitated. Speaking of water, we have Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, the ocean, or to recharge your batteries. Very important message. Emotions is equated to the energy of water. When we are agitated, the water becomes murky because all of the sediment of our life rises. And then when we are calm, we can then see through the bottom of the lake and see what's really beneath the surface because we're calm. So spending time around water allows us to become grounded and cleansed, even if it's just a shower, if you're physically not around something that is a natural body of water. We are in this state of cleansing because we are in a building of desires, eros, here the Greek deity of desire. Desire are those things that we want for our lives. These are the things that bring us pleasure. These are the things that the senses, touch, smell, hear, feel, all of our senses is experiencing this. And if you're a Taurus energy, this is really like extra for you because Taurus loves beauty. And it's saying allow those desires to come up, allow yourself to explore them and to be with them. And I like this because we're going to end this out with one of the new Golden Girl cards. We have the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, a prosperous new beginnings on the horizon. If we allow ourselves to be cleansed and allow ourselves to be open to those desires coming in here, allowing ourselves to also tapping into that rhinoceros energy, stilling the chatter within so that we can practice moderation and balance. And then when we practice that balance, everything flows and is in ease. We tap into our energy fields, messages become more clearly. And finally, we are all leaving a difficult situation, coming into this summer energy of playfulness, adventure, and fun. So that is what I have for the midweek collective energy check-in. Kris, if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns about that, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think what you do is amazing, and definitely is something where it's not every day you get to hear somebody who has the ability that you have. And I think it's a special ability. I like it because obviously there are different sides of our humanity that we don't, dive into. We don't learn more about. And I think those are things that we need to, really take precedence on, and learning more about ourselves. When we have somebody who has the innate ability that you have to have those conversations and be just open, free spirit. A lot of times I realize the way that the world works and moves, it's based off of what you see. It dictates how you feel, what you do. But a lot of times we can control what we think about, what we allow in. And I think if we do more of inner strengthening with our connection with energy and our spirituality, this is where we have more control of our lives. So I'm excited for you. So ecstatic that I've been able to join your show, and I look forward to many more.
And I'm looking forward to your comic books and your show and things that are coming up in your future.
Well, thank you so much. I had the blessing of being able to be elected to become a comic book hero on a TV series called Knighthood, and I'll be actually casted as Detective John Slaw. And it's pretty amazing. It's provocative. It's brand new. It's a multi comic book universe. It's going to have several different characters. This is going to be an amazing overall project. 7 different cities are going to be involved, from Miami, Las Vegas, New Jersey, LA. And we're looking for actors, singers, artists, people to join our overall project to help bring more value, because we are portraying heroes who have abilities. And sometimes they could be a mother, a father, they could be a child, they could be a brother, a sister, an aunt. But then these are the heroes that we want our youth to look up to. So it's going to have an edge where we have multiple universes, Earth, different, things happening. It's going to be so exciting. I can't wait for us to be able to launch this next year in 2023 at Comic-Con.
I love it. And thank you for sharing that with us. And sounds like you're looking for everyday heroes, and I'm on board with that. Let everybody know at home where they can get a hold of you if they so need your services. And I know you got to jump off.
Yeah. Well, find me, on the Facebook, Kris Douras. Find me on, Twitter, Kris Douras, or then find me on LinkedIn if they'd like as well, with Christopher Douras. Spell my name in any social media, and you'll probably find me somewhere. And let's connect, let's tag, let's continue building with good energy.
I love it. With good energy. That's the biggest intention that there should always be, with good energy. Before I start every episode, I always surrender the show to the guys. I'm like, let this just reach whom it needs to reach, and influence them in the most highest and positive way for their highest and greatest good, as you influenced us today. So thank you so much. Sorry for all of the technical difficulties. I appreciate you so much, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Take care.
Ciao.
Thank you, Oracle. Have a great one.
Thanks. Bye. All right, everybody. Let me know in the comment section below how you felt about this week's mediumship reading. This week's midweek collective energy check-in. We actually are done a few moments early because Kris had to bounce. So, question for the collective: if you have an animal that you have been seeing that's been floating around your field, and you're not so sure why that animal is popping up in your field, or you're repeating some kind of number, you're seeing it on a clock, you're seeing it in a car. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you seeing that is repetitive in your life? and maybe we can figure it out and see if there's a message in there for you. So yeah, just pop that in the comment section below. We have like 2 minutes to look up some kind of animal or see if for you, if you have any angel number. Just be mindful. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It could be something you saw on a clock, on a license plate. All right. Myzeline says 444. So let's see what the message is for that. 444. We have thousands of angels surround you at this moment, loving and supporting you. You have a very strong and clear connection with the angelic realm and are an earth angel yourself. You have nothing to fear. All is well. And as I say that, I can actually feel cascade of energy coming down, and it's clearing me now. So I feel like there's something here. Is it animal or numbers? Either one. Either one. So I feel like here something is shifting for you. And then Marceline, I see actually that you're moving. Like I see a car like being fueled up. So I feel like this is a symbol of you moving towards something or traveling. It might not be really long distances like overseas because it's a car that I'm seeing, but I feel like there's some kind of travel or movement forward happening here for you. And you're letting go of something. You have this really cute devil card. The devil card is all about feeling trapped or having something making you feel stuck, right? So this is Blanche Devereaux for those of you guys who don't know. So there's something that here is being stuck. And it's kind of like aligned with that midweek collective energy check-in of letting go of something that was difficult and coming into calmer waters. So I like that for you. That feels really, really, really good. All right. Jeanette, did you have an animal or a number that you wanted to check in on? I had dragonfly the other day, and it basically flew up to the windshield. And then as we're driving, it was almost like following us in front of the windshield and just kind of like stood there and hung out. And that was really cool. And it was like, and someone had a dream today about me, and then duck was in it for me. So there's these animal messages that come up all of the time in so many different ways. All right, so let's close up the feed and share what I learned from Christopher's very interesting story time. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com, and together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor. Okay, so I'm going to share what 222 is because I also have 222. So here's 222 for Jeanette. Have faith. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry about anything, as the situation is resolving itself for everyone involved. What a great message. I think that's the perfect conclusion to today's episode. I feel like what I learned from Christopher was that it doesn't matter how big or tough or strong we are. There's a moment in everybody's life where there is a unfolding, there is a crumbling, there is a letting go of who we were. Sometimes that's a very successful NFL player who maybe feels like life couldn't get better than to discover that they were, in his words, that the prize here was family, that the prize here was the unfolding of who he was actually becoming, this philanthropist who was helping people. So I want to say that is the best is always in front of us, it's never behind us. And with every crumbling, there's a new unfolding. Because just maybe all the cracks from being broken is so the light can enter. I hope you guys go forward and create divine experiences. I hope to see you Sunday night if I make it in Texas on time. Otherwise, you'll see me next Wednesday with another supernatural story time. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself, send me some prayers, and remember, divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you. Don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.